the Denver wide receivers are amongst the hardest to gauge in the league, right? Specifically talking about a redraft league.
Yeah.
We want you guys to comment down below who you're going to have more stock of, but this is going to be a good convo. Let's get into it. Badake, you got Courtland Sutton or Jerry Jeudy. Who are you going to have more stock of in 2021? Draft one and pass one.
Man, this one kind of hurts my heart because I love Courtland Sutton and I've been raving about him all off season, but I'm going to have to draft Jerry Jeudy and pass Courtland Sutton.
Okay, because that's different, because that's not how it's always been.
No, it's not how it's always been. So, look, main reason is because I believe Teddy's going to be playing under center. Okay. I don't believe Drew Luck is going to be that guy. I think he will start the season, but I think he's going to fall off. Yeah. I guess I hope he falls off according to this take. But I wish the best.
I feel like everyone who's in fantasy is like, it's okay, Drew Luck. Yeah. Just go ahead and ruin your career. It's okay. 100%. Your career's done. Let Teddy come in.
So, look, obviously we all know what Teddy did last year. He made Robbie Anderson fantasy relevant. He did something amazing with Robbie. But I wanted to bring you a really interesting stat. Daniel Ilio sent me this article about Jerry Jeudy. It's from PFF. Right, one of our good friends that we play fantasy with.
Shout out PFF.
Yeah, and like obviously we use them a lot. They're great fantasy resources.
Yep.
Who were the NFL's most unluckiest wide receivers in 2020?
I have a feeling that Jerry Jeudy's on this list.
Jerry Jeudy is on that list. Why? Is because he led the league in uncatchable targets with 26. Okay.
Okay.
Uncatchable deep balls and end zone targets. He also led with 5. Technically, he didn't lead. He was second, technically. But he was also leading. Uncatchable targets when open. So if Jerry Jeudy's in the middle of the field, there's nobody around him, Drew Luck is going to overthrow him or not give him a ball that's catchable. Okay? That was 81% of the time. Every time he was on the field.
81% of the time, there were uncatchable passes?
Uncatchable passes for Jerry Jeudy. I'll send you this article. But
holy shit.
It's crazy. Okay? If Teddy gets under center... My man, he knows how to throw a 5-yard ball.
Yeah.
Drew don't.
Unfortunately, Drew is like, just chuck it up there. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
You know what, though? I'll hop in here. We need to stop judging Jerry Jeudy based off of the 2020 season. Okay, Drew Lock was way below average. But let's not forget, they had a wide receiver who was working at Walmart start for their team one week.
That's true.
They didn't throw the ball more than like 4 or 5 times. Like, Jerry Jeudy really didn't have a fair go.
No.
I said this before on a different podcast, but what would happen if Jerry Jeudy ended up on the Vikings? What would have happened if Jerry Jeudy ended up on the Dallas Cowboys?
Could have went crazy there.
Well, how would we be viewing him? I think the other thing is we both agree he's one of the best route runners, top 10 in the league, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it.
When it comes to wide receiver skills, creating separation is one of the biggest skills you can have as a wide receiver. Why is Michael Thomas and Keenan Allen so successful in the NFL? Because they can create space like no one else. If you can create space, it makes every other part of your game so much easier. And Jerry Jeudy has shown, look at the tape, that he's one of the best route runners. I mean, there are things on tape where the the cornerback looks silly because they literally have no idea where Jerry Jeudy went.
Right.
I mean, I'm going Jerry Jeudy all day, in case you haven't figured it out. I'm taking Jerry Jeudy over Courtland Sutton. I mean, if Drew Lock's a quarterback, this conversation is much more difficult because I actually think Courtland Sutton ends up being the better value.
Yeah, 100%.
Because the difference between Drew Lock and Teddy B, Drew Lock's like, let me just chuck it up there and see what happens, right? That's good for Courtland Sutton. That's not good for Jerry Jeudy, who's a route runner.
You know, if we had to compare this, Jerry Jeudy hopefully will be Robbie Anderson of last year. And Courtland Sutton, I mean, I think he's a little bit different build. So he could be better. Or he could be playing that DJ Moore role where it's not too exciting and it's unfortunate. But
and it's inconsistent.
Exactly. So I think this is easy for me as Jerry Jeudy. He's probably one of the best guys out there. But in Dynasty, no doubt it's Jerry.
It's got to be Jerry in Dynasty. It's not even close. Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos,
watch it.
You can also subscribe
right now
if you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/fantasylandfam.